I'm gonna just get started. Welcome, 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 everyone. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm a spiritual coach, life coach, someone that just wants to help you out in this life, Coco. And you guys, it's April 2nd. It's also my niece's birthday. I have to tell her happy birthday. My birthday was yesterday. I'm just going to get into it because I don't know how much space I have on my phone. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are feeling rested. If you've been oversleeping, it is okay. If you have been overeating, it is okay. If you haven't been eating at all, that might be a little bit of an issue, but still make sure to get like the proteins and nutrients that you need for the day. I am in a very wary energy. If you guys don't know who I am as a person and what my family life is like, my parents are not very active in my life. My mom is an alcoholic and my dad is like sometimes alcoholic. He smokes a lot. They used to smoke like a lot of cigarettes. And I have just been trying to connect with them over the years. And I'm in my 30s, so like I've been trying to connect with them over the years. I moved out when I was 18. And I really feel like a lot of you guys are being forced to look at your life and look at the people in your life and ask yourself, how long is it going to take you to actually stop caring about these people who don't show up for you and who don't put in the same reciprocation? So I want to get started. Let me make sure all my cards are right up. We'll do a small prayer. I just want to let you know, like, this transition that you're experiencing, it's not something new that you've been through. That's why it feels familiar. That's why you're just like, oh my God, I've been here before. Oh my God, like, I know what this feels like. And I want to let you guys know that it's okay to embrace the sadness. It's okay to embrace the breaks that you give yourself. It's okay to embrace just like who you are transforming. There's not going to be times where you're going to be able to have a conversation with someone and everything's going to be okay after. Conversations for me are not always healing. They actually open up more wounds, especially if you're an overthinker. So we just came out of this Pisces energy going into Neptune. Okay, so Neptune was just in Pisces, I believe. Actually, no, I think that's incorrect. Let me get back to you on that because I didn't research that before I came. I just know that Aries, we're going into Aries season, just like Pisces season, and Neptune is going into Aries. So that's dreamy illusions, like anything that you could ever drink of. Oh, look at that. Fish too. Neptune is water. So like deep emotions coming to the surface, people coming back into your life. We also have like a Venus retrograde. We also have a Mercury retrograde. We have this transiting right now. And I just want you guys to be easy with yourselves. This is going to be a transformative period. When these planets go stationed and when they're moving throughout their cycles of where they need to get to, they're not stationed yet. So that means that there is going to be like, some weird energy or some weird conversations that you might have with people that don't make you feel good, that don't make you feel like you're yourself. But we have to remember, if we're changing and things are supposed to be changing on the inside, things have to also change on the outside too. So if you've been in this place where like, oh my God, like I've just been so exhausted and so tired, like I've been sleeping, y'all. I've been sleeping. Like, I'm like, people are like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't want to talk on the phone. Like, I know you want to talk to me. I know you want to see if I'm okay. I know you want to like check in like we usually do, but I don't have the capacity. I don't really care right now connecting with people. I don't care if people need me. Because if I'm not well, they can't, because they're coming to me, I know that they're not going to be able to do what I do for them for me, especially at that time. So we both can't be in a place where we're both weak. So I just want to remind you guys that it's okay to take time for yourself. I literally just woke up, so please excuse me. Like, I immediately woke up and I checked my phone, and I have some things to do today, and I was like, I need to do a reading before all of this. So if you guys want to know what this is Palo Santo. Palo Santo is good for raising the vibration, clearing out any stagnant energy without getting rid of the good energy. So it's an enhancement. I feel a lot of the times, if you would like to have more good energy and just keep thriving off the good energy without having to clear out good and bad energy in your whole space. Okay, so I shuffled these. Let me go ahead and split the deck. Actually, Spirit's asking me to do it 7 more times. And I haven't been doing tarot card readings or any divination work lately, because I feel like I've been trying to focus on other areas of my life that will make me very successful. Long story short, I had to cut all of it. I feel like I haven't been coming on here doing divination with you guys, but of course I do like my own protection and, you know, certain rituals just to like get my spirits up, get like, you know, get my energy clean. And I feel like I had to cut everything. I had a modeling group, I had to cut it. I had a cannabis page where I was doing promotions for people, had to cut it. I got fired from my job. I was arguing like with my parents. Like I was definitely arguing with my mom a lot. I have different best friends now. One of my best friends, she actually doesn't talk to me anymore. And maybe it's because I told her that like the type of people that I need in my life, I need you to be strong. I need you to be mentally well. I need you to be, you know, physically well, spiritually well. And that does take work, especially if you are going to hang out with me or say that you are my friend, because I don't like having weak people around me, because if you're weak-willed, you'll turn on me. And why would I? Exactly, that you don't want that happening to anyone. So let's get into it. Let's take some deep breaths and inhale, exhale, deep inhale, exhale, slow inhale, you guys. Inhale and exhale. Heavenly Father, ancestor, spirit guides, and Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother, ancestors, spirit guides, and protective angels, and higher self, thank you so much for connecting me with the collective today. I'm going to be reading and doing a message so I can actually let them know what their burdens, obstacles that are in their way, gifts and blessings that should be also coming their way, and what they're feeling right now to be validated in the faith of your spirit. If you could please give me these messages the most direct and clear, I would appreciate it. I appreciate you from the abundance, substance, and prosperity that you give us on an everyday basis. Thank you for protection. Thank you for being patient. And if you were not called on this reading, you are not welcome. Amen. So let's get into it. I haven't been really getting anything. I just been getting rest. I've been getting that you guys need to rest. I need to rest. It's almost like we just came out of this dark period, because technically this is like New Year's. Like yesterday was technically like New Year's, and we're coming out of this energy of like, oh my God, like, is it okay to come back outside? Like, what's going to happen if I come back outside? Like, what are people going to treat me like? What are people actually, we haven't been outside and we were not hustling, bustling. Well, I wasn't. For most people, they were not hustle and bustling and trying to get their shit together in these past couple of months. There has been some delays and some blockages that have been stopping you from getting you what you want, because if you would have started it at the time that you wanted it, it would not have been prosperous. And so an example of that is like I'm growing like a little romaine lettuce, and I noticed that like, oh, it's getting sunnier outside, so I should be able to grow fruit. Because the sun does not shine directly through my windows in my place, I'm not able to grow as much fruit that I would like, because some of it needs like indirect sunlight, and there's like a tree like right in front of my window. And yeah, it has to be really sunny outside or it's just very gloomy. So I'm growing this lettuce, and in the environment that it's grown in, if I would have grown it in the winter, it was raining here, it would have been gloomy every day. Like the growth would have been stunted. And I've only had like this romaine maybe for like 7-8 days, and it's blossoming. And you have to give yourself time to actually understand the process of what you maneuver as. So whether you maneuver, I'm just going to be honest, whether you maneuver as a witch, whether you maneuver as a student, whether you maneuver as a mother, whoever you are trying to maneuver as and you take on that role, Spirit is now asking, like, what does that role actually entail? Like, what does it look like on an everyday basis? And I want to say that I'm so sorry, and it makes me want to cry. Because I'm getting such a rush. I'm so sorry for some of you guys. Some of you guys might have lost a baby or a child, and you're like, oh my God, like, you know, you're like listening to my story and you're like, why would she say like it's not the right time for me to have a kid? Like, why would my kid be taken out, or why would my mom be taken out? I'm just letting you know, I'm sorry for the losses that some of you might have encountered over this past year. And I want to say I'm sorry that I can't make it better. I'm sorry that I don't have an answer for you. I'm sorry that it's been so complicated. And I just want to let you know that Spirit loves you. I love you. I hope my love and my energy reaches everybody who watches my videos, because I genuinely do care about people, and I don't make any money off of these videos. I don't make any money off of like my spirituality practices and the things that I do. Like, I have people come to me sometimes for readings, but most of the time I'm like, look, you're obviously trying to pay me for a reading because you need it. So until Spirit moves me in that way, I'm just here and trying to help you guys, again, just maneuver through life. So maneuver very carefully. Stop getting your emotions also so like attached to people who don't care about the things that you're going through. And an example of that is I had to separate myself. I was telling you, like, this whole time I had to separate and be like, no, I don't want to talk to you. I don't have the energy to talk to you. Like, please stop trying to help me. And it's not that I didn't want their help. It's that I don't have the capacity to think clearly. I don't have the capacity to mask and be like, you know what, like, I'm not in a good mood, or like, okay, why did you say that? And for somebody like me, I'm very direct and blunt, so people will give me options or tell me, like, you know, how they're trying to help me, and I'll say no thank you, and they get very taken back or offended by that, because they are offering all the help that they can. And, you know, I appreciate it and I say thank you, but like, no thank you. That's not going to be something that's going to make me feel like, it's not going to be something that's going to put me in the best light, or it's not going to put me in a place where I'm going to be able to just completely change how I'm feeling. Like, you have to feel your feelings. Sit the fuck down. I've been here, haven't been answering my phone, haven't been going outside. I've probably been antisocial, but I'm able to like be in this stronger space. So when people actually need me, I'm useful, and people are trying to help you with the scrapes that they have. And I know that we should probably do that as a people, but wouldn't it be nice if somebody had a full meal and we don't have to eat scraps? Okay, so let's get into the messages. So what obstacles are the collective experiencing right now? What obstacles is the collective experiencing right now? Managing your emotions. I'm getting a lot of like communication, managing your emotions, like being hot-headed with people because you don't take time for yourself, knowing that like you're trying to, some of you are trying to accommodate with people who don't deserve any accommodation because you're weak-willed and you're a people pleaser. Okay. So what obstacles? Ace of Pentacles. A lot of you have been feeling like the door has been right here and there's been like some type of glass, like plexiglass or something, like a barricade that's blocking you from this. So a lot of you have been feeling like that your dreams and your goals and everything that you've been doing has been for nothing. That everything that you've been preparing, I don't know if you guys ever prepared for winter. You guys were preparing for winter, and you went out and you got all the fruits and vegetables, and you got all the knowledge that you could, and you gathered the wood, and you made your place at home, and you barricaded yourself inside, and you were ready for this winter to come to find out that your space gets flooded and everything that you've created you have to leave behind. Okay, and I'm getting this for a lot of you. Some of you want to go to medical school and you don't have the money to go to medical school, so you took out a loan. Come to find out they want the loan back now every week. Some of you are actually in a place where you're trying to understand your family, and you're trying to understand like your friends around you, but they're not being real with you, so it keeps putting you in this place of, damn, it feels like nobody knows me. It feels like, you know, I'm trying hard with everyone around me, and I'm trying hard with the people that actually want a relationship and who want deepness and who want to be leveled and who want to be prosperous, And the only thing that I feel like is happening is you guys are not being truthful. We are not being truthful with ourselves. We're not being truthful. We're not standing up for one another. We're not telling people how we actually feel. In some cases we can, but I'm not talking about strangers off the street. I'm not saying like you have a conversation with somebody off of the street and you're like, "Oh yeah, you know, this is going through my life." They don't know who that you are. So, I'm talking about the people that are around you. If they are in your space and they're not helpful, they're not considerate, they're not patient, they're not reflecting the same things that you are reflecting to them. That's why spirit had to get them up out of here. That's why with the goals and everything that you were getting, you still had people around you who wanted to eat off of you. You still had people around you who actually wanted to feed off of your creativity. They wanted to feed off of your blessings. They wanted to feed off of the people that you meet and the opportunities that you have because they were presented to you. But when you bring your friends around, you bring your family around, you bring people around who also who want the same opportunity as you, they will do anything to get this pinnacle before you because it was given to you and it's supposed to be a surprise and a gift to you. It's supposed to be a blessing in your life. But when you bring other people around, they will take it before you even realize that it's a blessing, before spirit. Like soon as it touches down, someone was immediately waiting there with the bag. Okay, to pick it up. So what you're not seeing are what your obstacles are. I'm also going back to being grateful of the small things, appreciating the small things. And an example of that for me is I got an apartment. I was working. Didn't get to unpack my stuff. Didn't get to actually enjoy any fruits of my labor. Didn't actually understand that for my outside world to be beautiful, my inside world has to be beautiful. And it does start with your home. And so I was just trying to progress, getting a new car, getting a new apartment, getting new clothes, getting a new job, and everything was progressing. But you have to understand that each one of those levels has a certain care for it. Your apartment needs to have a certain care for it for you to come home and feel like you're in your sanctuary. Your car needs to have a certain alignment for it. So when you actually use it, you have to get certain like repairs and updates and things like that so it can run smoothly. And each level of your life is like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we really need to start exploring the levels of the things that we actually bring into our life, because that's why this Ace of Pentacles is so hard to keep all the time. That's why this Ace of Pentacles seems like it's unachievable. But I'm going to let you know right now, Spirit, why was the collective confused? You gave them a hint. Why were they confused? It seems like Spirit tried to give you like a hint as far as like, hey, this is probably not the direction you want to go down. And that could be maybe, when you meet up with people, they're always canceling their plans, or, events don't go through. For me, and let me give you guys a personal experience. I was doing events and nobody showed up to my events, y'all. Like I've done probably, and I was doing events before, 2 years before, and I had many people there. I did events last year. Nobody showed up to majority of the events. I tried to hold an open space to help this business, like, get their business off the ground. Now they're fucking thriving, but now I'm in a place where I appreciate the event space for helping me. But because I wasn't able to listen to Spirit and just say, hey, maybe you should just work on these things, or it's okay to say no. But because I just wanted to be so creative. I wanted my creativity to just kind of like flourish and show people like how wonderful I was and how wonderful, like, things can be if like you think outside the box. And I only got met with lessons every single time. And then I went back and I was just like, all these people forced me to like do these events, and there was no support. They couldn't provide me the support that I actually needed. And I even let them know where I was at. And I'm going to let you know, it was the event space that lacked the support. It was the friends that lacked the support. It was the models that I worked with that lacked the support. And I felt like I could I was like, what else can I do? Do people need structure? Do people need encouragement? They couldn't tell me what they needed. Everybody just wanted to show up and just feed off of like the energy and like the creations that I was creating for everyone, that I was giving to everyone. I was letting people use my gifts and my creativity for free and benefit off of my creativity for free. So what you weren't seeing is strength. You had to go through this, and you don't get these Ace of Pentacles because there was strength that needed to. This was a sign that you missed. that because you're a strong person, you want to be there for everybody. Because you're a strong person, Spirit tried to give you specific gifts and blessings in your life, and you wanted to share them with other people because you thought that's what sharing is supposed to be like. Because people ignored you when you were younger, and because they didn't give you the attention that you needed, you like sharing with people. Because you got neglected from love, because you got neglected from what, your favorite movies and watching TV and going outside, you know what it feels like to be in lack. So when you get more, you don't know how to keep it for yourself. And that's, I'm guessing, for me too, because I feel like I'm in the same position with y'all. I wouldn't be here telling you guys these messages if it wasn't happening to me. Okay. Also, it was just my birthday, so these are my birthday nails. Okay. We outfit. Okay, so now that we see what the obstacles were, because the obstacles, it's almost like you guys feel like you have to be like an infinite source, not even an infinite source. It's, you guys feel like, and it's all of us, we feel like, I gotta start saying y'all, we feel like we're in a place where we're in a cycle of bad luck. Okay, looking with the strength card with this infinity sign over her head, and knowing that she's taming the beast inside. We want to be this serene, you know, maiden up here that's taming these beasts inside. But it's also like, you guys have to understand that this is the size of her beast. We all have different, some of y'all got dragons, some of y'all got bears, some of y'all got 10-foot, you know what I'm saying, anacondas that are attacking like your mental strength and your physical strength and your spiritual strength. And sometimes it's literally just letting go and doing what you like to do, telling everybody no, thank you. I'll call you when I get a chance. Don't let people impede on your peace. Don't let people come in and think that, you know, you have to be, or they're impatient. So they're coming in impatient and they're trying to force you to also be impatient. Don't let people infiltrate your energy because there's something that they want. Now, I don't know where these cards came from. I'm guessing that they came out. I'm guessing that I was going like this. So let's talk about what blessings for BB. Saw what the obstacles are. What blessings are being brought into your life. Spirit. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Hermit card. What's at the bottom of the deck? I'm going to put this at the bottom of the deck because that's what I usually do. The King of Swords confirmed by the Tower. So what I'm really getting here, first with the Two of Pentacles, you're going to get the choice to have a decision. And you're actually trying to make a decision right now. Like, what do I do? What's going to, you know, make me the most money? What's going to make me the most, like, you know, likable person? What's going to make sense for me in these areas and in these places, around people, around jobs, around, there's so much going on that you're actually trying to figure out what is going to make you the most stable. There's all this emotion and flags and everything in the back that, like, once you start studying like your emotions, these ships can come in and then it might help you make a better decision. I can't say that it will or if it won't, because when you get the decision, some of you guys might go back to this, you know, chaos in the back, like, oh my God, these are what my options are. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I feel the same, y'all. I feel like sometimes Spirit is testing me to be strong and, you know, to like really trust them, and it creates agony in my heart because there's people who I love, and I loved who they are as a person. Even though they were showing up poorly and they were kind of sabotaging me too, I was sabotaging them too. It goes both ways. Just because I want to be all love and light and understanding of people, it doesn't mean that I'm not sabotaging you if you're not ready to do something. I'm peer pressuring you. I'm telling you that you can do it, and maybe that's not even what you need to hear. So I don't know what people need all the time. I can look from the outside and I can do my best as far as, you know, what I can see and what I can feel from the outside and being led from spirits. But I can't go in and always give you the ultimate fix, because sometimes it'd be the people who they're around. Sometimes it'd be their own mother hindering them. Sometimes it'd be their own father or sister or brother hindering them. Sometimes it'd be their kids. Sometimes for most people, it's people who are like their closest friends that they've been friends with for a long time. And they both sit in this shit. Sorry, I have to be very detail and specific, but I have to let you know what it really is. Sometimes when best friends are together and they grew up through the same shit, you guys don't see where you're both doing wrong unless you're both trying to elevate together. And a lot of the times best friends don't even want to elevate together because they don't want to, you guys have similarities of why you guys like each other, but sometimes the things that you want in life are different. You guys just have some common grounds, and you have some familiarities, and you have some things that are in common, but the things that you want could be different. Maybe both of you guys want just a relationship and a friendship where you guys could just rely on each other emotionally, but relying on each other emotionally, unless you guys are both doing emotional development and working on yourself, it's not going to do any good if only one person's doing it, or you guys both have the same information and you're never going to be able to grow in that area. So like I said, I don't have a lot of time to really explain this. I'm sorry for the word choice that I'm using today. I have a stronger vocabulary, but this is where we're at. So you making a choice, this is the blessing that's coming into your life. You're going to be the person that gets to make the choice and gets to move forward. But something about that card makes me really feel like you guys are in that right now. A lot of you guys are trying to make the choice. Like, do I move forward in this direction where I, like, you know, just work for money, and I know it's going to make me sad, but I'm going to have whatever I want, and it's going to be a hard, long time there? Or should I just do something that's going to, you know, possibly get me like on the right track if I just put in a little bit more work? But because you've experienced so much change and you experience so much transformation, sometimes these things feel impossible. Sometimes making a decision literally feels like I'm just picking the sword. It doesn't matter. So let's just fucking go on with it. Like, I'm picking the sword. I'm the person that, like, if I'm going to die, let me pick which fucking sword I want to die. And I get it. And I know it's hard, and it's hard to find strength, and it's hard to find like the inner power and resilience to push forward and to put yourself in a happier space. But I'm here to let you know, this is also another gift. I feel like you're coming out of this hermit mode. A lot of the time, the hermit means that you're going inside. But let me be specific, because I have to go through things before you guys go through things. I just went through my hermit mode. I just understood that the people around me, they love me unconditionally. The people around me will be here for me. The people around me are also trying to elevate and work on themselves and be a better person. And I never felt more understood by these people. And these are new people that came into my life within the past like 2 to 3 years. It hasn't been anybody that I've known over 5 years. Yeah. And these have all been new people showing me that I can do it, and they can respect my boundaries, and they can understand where I'm coming from, and all they do is give enlightenment. And it's a refreshing place. Even though I didn't want to talk to them at the time, I appreciate them, and I'm going to tell them that again today. I appreciate them. I love them. I respect them. And I know that they're going through things too. And that's why I want to be stronger as well, because, hey, that's what it is. It's not a rant. So I'll speak on you guys. A lot of you will be going through this hermit where you're going to be going into isolation, and you're going to be going into a transformative period where you're not going to understand yourself. You're not going to know why you're so emotional. And let me tell you, during my break, I cried and cried and cried and cried. I cried yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday. And I cried, 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 and I cried. And I was like, I hate crying. I hate feeling like this. Like, I got on the floor on my knees. I was like surrendering. I just prayed for a little bit on the floor. And I was just like, man, like, this feeling, why does it feel like the feeling and the emotions that are being brought up every single time? It was almost like I was telling you guys before, like a mother losing their child. Like, I just was aching inside and just aching, and I just felt like, oh my God, like, what is this? Like, why do I feel like this? And I was questioning everything. So I asked the Most High to give you guys the same understanding and the same, obviously, decisions to like move forward in this hermit mode and in this period of trying to understand yourself. But maybe not to the extreme of where I felt it, because I didn't leave my house for days, weeks. I didn't leave my house for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even 4 weeks. Like I said, yesterday was my birthday, and I go outside, but I'm not going out to like kick it with anybody. I'm not going out to hang out with my friends. I need to understand why I'm here. I need to understand why these things are happening. If there's going to be these transitions that are happening in life, and showing up as a good person and trying to be better isn't always going to get you the things you want, I needed to ask myself those questions. Sometimes it's not because of fate. Sometimes I'm trying in areas where Spirit's just like, you're thinking of yourself too little. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you. How can I think of myself in a bigger way if I don't have the ideas? And sometimes you just have to do things that you don't want to do. And I am here to say that Sometimes you're going to have to do things that you don't want to do. If you surrender to the higher power and you surrender to the Most High, you're going to have to do things that you don't want to do. So if that message is for you, I hope you guys understand that it's not punishment. It's development of character, because you're weak right now. And you're not disciplined right now. And you're disobedient to the growth. And you're disobedient to cutting people off and situations off. Okay? Also had this King of Swords under here, verified by the Tower. I think that a lot of you heavily are thinking about relationships. A lot of you are thinking that relationships are supposed to be the end all be all. I think that people, to be honest, even till this day, the man that I'm with, I hope I provide enough for him that the man that I'm with, what? Well, that too. But the man that I'm going to possibly marry, I don't know if I want to get married. There might just be holy matrimony in a different way. But the person that I'm going to live the rest of this life with and experience this life with, I hope that I can show up with all the things that they need, because I'm going to want them to show up with the things that I need. And I hope it could just be a perfect fit and being like, oh, I'm just doing this because this is who I am as a person. And then they're like, I'm just doing this because this is who I am as a person. And it's just like, how could you have everything that I wanted and I have everything that you wanted? It's amazing. I love it. Work towards your goals, work with the person, stop falling in love because you're lonely. A lot of you guys are lonely, and a lot of you guys don't want to take the time by yourselves. Every time I talk to people, I'm like, when's the last time you spent some time alone? Oh, when I go to sleep. Oh, when I'm at work by myself. That doesn't count. I'm sorry, it doesn't. You have to actively choose to take time by yourself, or spirit will keep you at jobs that you work by yourself, because you don't actively choose to, which is disobedient. So again, I'm talking to the people who actually want to have an understanding in their spiritual journey and their soul journey, because it's not time to play around. You guys feel bad and you feel sad, and we all do. We all feel like we don't have the endurance to keep going, and it's okay to just take a break and stop. The world is literally going to be here. It might not be the same as you imagine, but it's still going to be here. You're going to have some good parts. It's not always going to be bad parts. Look at old people. You see how old people are all sad because they want to live like back in the day and how things used to be. There's so many things that can help old people make their life easier today that they'll actually enjoy. Younger people love hanging out with old people. I don't know why. I see a lot of, what are they? Generation Z, I think, the youngers. They love hanging out with old people. They're like, I have an old soul. Maybe I was supposed to grow up in the 60s. And I know when I was saying that as a millennial, like, I was like, okay, maybe like, hip hop era. But no, these kids are very like, no, like what you guys are doing are wrong. Like, we should probably be making things by scratch. Like, they're really like they're the ancestors for real. Getting us here on track. They're the warriors for real. So let's get some things that you're not seeing as well. Spirit, what are they not seeing so they can progress to this next version of themselves? Okay, guys, the King of Cups came in again. So I think maybe you guys, there's somebody in your life that just loves you and wants to help you, but because you don't know okay, I'll say this because this is also reflecting my life. There's somebody that wants to help you. They don't know how to help you because they are also going through this transformation they had to go through the dark night of the soul. They had to figure out their dark masculine. They had to figure out what choices they wanted to make in life. And it seems like it's becoming a little bit more clear for them. But this King of Cups, what is the King of Cups? King of Cups is someone who is resilient. They are very understanding. They're like the king of emotions, which means they have deep empathy. They have deep, like, critical thinking skills. Like, their critical thinking and their logic and also their emotions are on the same page. Like, what they feel, they can put logic to it, and it doesn't taint what they're experiencing on the inside. So that means that this person that's around you, they think a lot of thoughts, but it doesn't it doesn't impact how they show up in life. Okay, so they're someone that can handle a lot of everything is what I'm getting, but a lot of emotional security is what they're willing to provide. And I feel a lot of you, your heart space is shocked. It's shocked. It needs to be shocked. There needs to be like a jolt in like your heart space. It seems like, and I felt like this too. It was just like I saw a heart. It was like a heart, and it was like, usually hearts are not like made out of like gems, but like imagine like a heart-shaped gem. Oh, that was such the cutest heart. Okay, imagine a heart-shaped gem, and I just felt a cold breeze coming on the gem. And it was like this, like if this was the gem, like from this side, I'll do it this side. And then the breeze was just coming this way. And it was just cold breeze, cold breeze, cold breeze, cold breeze. And eventually the heart got frozen. And what happens when you guys try to immediately shock and like give people like love that they're not wanting, they revolt. Like if you were to put crystals and diamonds in very cold weather and then just immediately try to heat them up, what would they do? They would crack and they would break. And that's where people are fragile. Okay, so I hope that some of you guys just understood that lesson from me right now. But I'm gonna give you something at the bottom of the deck. That's also where we're at. Okay, this is where you guys are at. We're at the Queen. We're at the Queen of Swords. You feel like you always have to combat with people because people aren't understanding who you are. But it's also like we have a king and queen here at least. One of you guys is very straightforward. The other one could be a little bit more in touch with their emotions. And I think that this is what I'm seeing. And then I'm going to get off because it's almost like 40 minutes. So Queen of Swords, this king is looking at this queen. The Queen of Swords don't play around. She'll listen to you, but it's just kind of like if you say something wrong, off with their mother and head, okay? And then guess what's under here? This Knight of Swords coming towards. So this Queen of Wands can't even focus on this King of Swords because this Knight of Swords is coming full force at her, and she might have to cut a nigga's head off. It's my page. I can say whatever I want. God damn it. And I'm black, so it's just I know some readers, they live like in the live, love, and light, and they do all this. But I'm a connector between the people who live like me and how I used to live, and people who look like me. Like I'm not from the hood, but I lived in very, very, very hood and ghetto situations. And if you guys don't know that, what that means, it means that my parents they made enough money to be upper class, but we were still doing nigga shit. We were still having sugar bread. We still had to eat top ramen all the time. My parents was drinking alcohol. They're alcoholics. So it's like I had stuff like a TV and shit like that, but like, okay, it was still a little ghetto. So yeah, this Queen of Swords is looking at this Knight of Swords who's willing to come in and attack her. And I don't think this is an actual person. I think this is just life sometimes. It could be, for some of you, it could be an actual person. But I think that this Queen of Wands, she has adapted her emotions and her feelings so much to life in general that she is ready for the next obstacle or the next person or the next, she's ready for that. But it means that she's not going to be able to see this King of Wands admiring her. Like all this is also air energy. So I'm guessing within like the next, what's today, the 2nd, within like the next 5 days, there's going to be some emotional conversations. There's going to be an outside force. Like you guys know each other already. I'm already like, if I said this and there was already somebody in mind, it's them, duh. So whether you're dating them or not dating them right now, it's up to you. But like, remember what I was saying with the heart, like this person, this King of Wands can't always come in and that's why he's watching from a distance, because he can't come in and give this person all this love because their heart will break. And that might cause like them to revert and go back. So this King of Wands doesn't want to break this Queen of Swords heart, but they see that she's still having to deal with people and karmics and people who are karmic, and maybe they're waiting for that situation to stop. But this person's a red flag, as you can see. Like I said, I think it's an energy as well, because we have like this darkness with the trees. It's almost like this person's running so fast, like they're ruining everything in sight behind them just to get to this Queen of Wands to create some type of, I don't know, despair. I don't know. This person's trying to come in to tell them something that's going to try to like ruin their day. But you guys, if you love these messages, message me on Instagram, Not Your Average Coco, NOTYOURAVERAGEKOKO. Not Your Average Coco, KOKO. I hope you guys like this message, and I will see you next time. Bye.